Welcome to the Pish Tosh podcast with Emma Red March Rose.
Thank you for listening as I share my interviews with students of the performing arts. Today's guest is stand-up comedian and showcase producer Lauren Ansley. This concludes my trifecta of interviews that I conducted in North Carolina in July of this year. This was the last day of a very exhausting, fun-filled trip. So I'm a little sleepy here, and it's a little bit short because Lauren generously donated her entire lunch break to me for this interview. But that doesn't mean it's not amazing and that there's not so much to share. And stay tuned after the show for some other little snippets from that trip to North Carolina. And it's perfect timing because I leave tomorrow morning, Wednesday, August 28th. I go back eastbound and down to North Carolina with my man Corey Harris, who is going to be the guest next week. Also, thank you, Jack Beliveau, for the suggestion and getting me started for my intro song for the Pish Tosh podcast. And I would like to premiere that for you now and see what you think. All right, thanks so much, and I hope you guys enjoy my interview with Lauren Ansley.
Hey, you want to hear some facts about a group or a team or some one-man acts? Things like Leprechaun, cereal, all kinds of other weekly new material, how gingers are inferior, and strategies to fix your brain's interior. Things like pogo sticks, politics, heretics, lucky tricks, topic picks, and ass kicks. An awkward middle name guessing game. Enjoy the show, I'm glad you came. We're striving, conniving, surviving, and high-fiving. We're talking wins and losses. We're feeling like we're bosses. Better buckle up, be cautious, because this might just make you feel solace, or thoughtless, or flawless, or nauseous. A relief for the typecast, a remedy for the overcast, a reward for the steadfast. This is the Pish Tosh podcast.
Hey there, everybody. I'd like to introduce Lauren Ansley. This is a stand-up comedian friend of mine. I think the first time I saw you was February 13th.
Oh my gosh.
2019. Isn't that weird?
You know the date.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I was very excited.
Was that in Cornelius?
It was.
Okay.
It was in Cornelius. It was at Studio 13, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
13 on the 13th. I think that's probably why.
Brick Row. Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. And you were fantastic.
I know. Thank you.
It might have been the first night that I saw a live woman stand-up comedian, actually.
Did you perform that night?
I did not.
Okay.
I was still very quiet at that point in my life.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there. I get it.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And before I go any further, the first question I want to ask, and you don't have to answer, or you can lie, as we do in our day-to-day lives all the time. What is your middle name?
My middle name?
I could guess it, but I'm a terrible guesser.
Why do you want to know my middle name?
Well, and see, I feel like it's very impressive that I'm in your apartment right now.
I mean, it's a townhouse, whatever.
A beautiful townhouse.
Thank
here
you.
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte.
Addresses. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. no, I appreciate that you're giving us a beautiful space.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you ask, is that a normal question to ask?
It is. It's one of my bits.
Oh, okay.
I told you I'd show you my bits.
So my middle name is my grandmother's maiden name, which is Sherard.
Oh, Sherard, of course.
It looks like Sherard, and it's actually my mom's first name. She goes by Sherry.
Oh,
so it's a family name.
Sherod?
Sherard.
Whoa,
so it looks like Sherard.
It looks like Sherard, yeah.
But it's pronounced Sherard.
Sherard. That's beautiful. I've never heard that name in all my days.
Yeah. I love it. I'm attached to it.
That's beautiful.
It's my name. Thanks.
Oh,
thank you.
Lauren Sherard Ansley.
Yeah. People are so weird about their middle names. I don't know why.
I know. They totally are. I think I find asking about someone's middle name just cuts to their deepest vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think for me it just. Yeah. Well,
now I know you.
I would say that it's partially because it makes me more Googleable.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So it's funny because I do stand up, but I'm also kind of more, I guess, like not as open as I could be. That's one of my things I struggle with in comedy is being more vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that, as you probably might have noticed. Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like,
well,
it's not easy
right
to do,
it,
but I cut right to the chase. I kind of just, all my dirty laundry, here it is, presenting it. Who like?
What's your middle name?
Oh, it's Marie.
Darn it! That's too easy.
I know, it's so easy. I should have let you guess.
One.
It would have been the first three guesses, I swear.
Darn it.
I wish I had a few more. back to back, and then my name could be super long. Yeah. Oh, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Because I know we have a limited amount of time. You've made just get time in your schedule for me, and I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you coming here. I mean, I'm delighted to see you. Since
I'm delighted to see you.
Moved and you're back, but you said this was your first trip back, so
Yes,
that's awesome.
absolutely. It's very green and very warm, as I remember.
Yes, it is.
North Carolina in a nutshell. I wanted to ask you about when you first started comedy, because I remember your 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Because I was there that night that you performed.
Oh, okay.
Around that time.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. So it's kind of split. So I've been performing comedy. I celebrate my anniversary in May.
Wonderful.
So that was 2 years. But it's disjointed because I actually started comedy like 5 years ago, maybe.
Oh, wow.
By taking the stand-up comedy class at the Comedy Zone.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And yeah, so I always say the story is, so I took the class, I did graduation, I did great at graduation, and I went to an open mic after that, and I did all new material, which you're not supposed to do. And I bombed. Of course I did, because it was in front of just comedians, but I also was
toughest crowd you ever have.
An idiot for doing that. And then I quit for 3 years.
Oh, no.
So then I've been back for 2. So I guess that, was about 5 years ago. So I regret that. And I tell people all the time, just don't, I let it embarrass me. Right. I was embarrassed. And I was like, you're going to be embarrassed in comedy because like we were talking before, you're going to be vulnerable. But yeah, so the first time, you want me to tell you the first time I did stand up?
I would love it.
That time, or the first time I did stand up when I got back? And it's probably more interesting when I got back into it, I guess.
We can jump in there if you like.
Okay.
Especially, and yeah, absolutely.
So I'd been looking for a hobby for the past 3 years since comedy, and hadn't found anything.
Comedy hole.
No, and I didn't even know that it was that because it was such a short class. The class was only 7 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
But then I decided to do an open mic, and the great thing about the Comedy Zone is crowd play events. Debbie Millwater, she does the open mics there, so she's booked out so far in advance. At the time, 2 years ago, I couldn't get on stage for like 6 weeks.
Oh, so wow.
I scheduled it, and then I knew that I had 6 weeks to prepare. So I did a fresh 5 minutes. I didn't do a single open mic before I did that. I didn't know any better. I didn't know there were open mics in town. So I went up on stage, and then my mom and my sister came up, and it was really nice to have people in the audience to support. And then after that, I entered a competition. I did not do that great, but then I've since just built off that fresh 5, and I brought some stuff back from the original set, and here we are.
Nice. That is awesome. I'm so glad you got back on the horse.
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
I'm so glad you got on the horse.
I might not have if you didn't. You know, if you think about it that way.
The show that I hosted, was that your first show? Your first book show?
It might have been.
Yeah, because it
might have been.
Yeah, Jack did that one.
Yeah, because I did a few.
One.
Yes, I think it was. Oh my gosh. So I'd done a few. I only did one open mic, I think, in Salisbury. It's so intimidating to do it in your own small town.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like crazy. I went out last night and just saw the old gang.
Did you go? Have you performed?
Not recently.
Okay.
And by that I mean I've been in Chicago, so I was just kind of a silly thing to say.
You're doing more on the improv side?
Yeah, more
acting,
improv
of course.
and acting, I'd say, more than anything. Yeah, we did that shoot on Wednesday. And
I am so excited about the Reggie film.
Gosh.
It looks so fun.
Me too.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Oh. And so you took the stand-up comedy class at the Comedy Zone. Do you have any other training in theater or in comedy?
So I took took a theater class when I was younger, and when I was a kid, I was very much the comedy relief for our family trips. We'd take family trips, and we'd do skits and dances, because not me, but my cousins were in dance class, so they would perform their dances that the other parents couldn't see during the year, because we all lived in different places, and then I was the comic relief a lot of times, and then just kind of went in my shell, and then didn't perform much or at all, and then was in one play in high school as an extra. That was pretty much it. And then I just happened to hear about the Comedy Zone class, so I took that. And then I did take an improv class through Catch here in town.
Oh, yes.
And that was excellent,
awesome.
Just to be more in the moment. And then I was in a play, a community play.
That's right. Oh,
The Mousetrap.
I wanted to go see that so bad.
It was really fun. It was really fun. So much work.
Oh, yeah.
It's so different from comedy, because it's like improv, but with a script, you have to, and you know this from
Oh
acting.
yeah, you have to respect. This is legally binding words that you have to be saying exactly right.
Yeah, and then you also have to play off of other people, so you have to have that dimension of time too. It's not just you having a conversation with the audience.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much the only performance that I've done. Those, and then an improv class, and then the comedy class itself.
Was it fun, like working with a team for the
It
theater?
was.
It's so
It
different
was.
because that's like
Yeah.
with stand-up versus improv. I've learned so much teamwork with improv
Yes.
and trusting other people and playing off
Totally.
of them. That's you don't have to worry about that with stand-up. You just kind of
Yeah,
like beat
it's
yourself up if
Totally.
it goes
And
wrong.
so it's
So it's
you.
good and bad
It's
that
you
way.
and a
Yeah.
microphone. And stand up, it's very pure you and a microphone. And I joke because we had the Queen City Comedy Festival, this Queen City Comedy Experience,
Ooh.
QCCE, is coming up
I've not
in
gone
September. It's going to be a week-long festival.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun.
Queen City Comedy Experience. But so it's improv and stand-up and sketch and other performances.
Nice.
And so we had one pre-festival meeting, and that was the first time where I had been in a room with stand-up comedians and improv people. Yeah. And so the comedians were on one side of the room, and we were all looking at our phones and just kind of like doing our own thing. And all the improv people were playing games and talking to each other.
Like connecting.
It was such an interesting dichotomy to
That
see
is
the different
hilarious.
groups, and it attracts different people and personality types.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. Oh man. I went to did you performed at the North Carolina Comedy Festival?
yes,
That was, oh man, that was fun.
you were there. I think I saw you that night.
That was a great
That
experience.
was right before you were heading out to Chicago.
Just kind of wrapping everything up. Yep, absolutely.
I was impressed you made it out. I would have been so stressed out about moving.
Oh, I was so tired that day too. Oh, that was a wild
You
one.
stay tired because you were everywhere.
I do. I stay tired, especially this week. I was driving here actually just now, and I was doing the whole like put anything cold on my face, open the windows, close the windows, sing all your favorite songs. I'm like, I'm staying awake.
Well, you said you didn't have air conditioning either. That's crazy.
I did what? Oh,
No
air
air
conditioning
conditioning in your car?
Yeah. No, I do in my car, not in my house.
Okay.
But I picked a good week. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
it's so
what was
gorgeous
it?
here.
Last week we had that heat wave, or maybe even earlier this week, but today's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my gosh.
It's really nice.
Oh, that's one thing. Like I was wondering what would be different or the same when I came back after a few months, and it's like, oh, and it's just so beautiful here.
Yeah.
Like just driving through and seeing the trees.
Do you have a
and stuff.
car in Chicago? Do you drive around?
I do, but I don't drive that much because it's just stressful. So I take the trains a lot.
They have really nice transportation.
And I love the Uber pools.
Weather and traffic. It's fascinating topics.
Oh my God, you're right.
I hope you all are
Airplane
enjoying these.
food.
I hope you all.
Airplane food.
Yes.
Yes. Just throw that one out there as well. So, how about your comedy influences? Who's really like
my
inspired you
gosh.
over the years, or no one?
Oh, that's a great question.
And it doesn't even have to be a comedian. You can be like, Gandhi inspired me to do comedy.
I feel like I should have
I
a
don't wanna
really
narrow it down.
inspirational quote to give you. People ask me who are my favorite comedians, and honestly, I kind of struggle because I didn't ever envision myself doing stand-up ever. It wasn't even a thing. I remember as a kid, we would always watch The Cosby Show, but it wasn't ever because I wanted to do that. It was
Yeah.
just because it was a great show. So I did always lean more towards watching comedy than other shows, but
Is there somebody in your life that you like try relentlessly to make laugh? that's it. Or like so when you're telling jokes up there, do you have like somebody that you picture enjoying it the most? And that could be like a famous person or a family member or a friend. Or
I don't, but
I'm
I
just
will
curious.
tell you,
I've never
like,
asked this one.
my mom comes to a lot of my shows, and
Nice.
she's
Is she
super
worried that you're
supportive.
going to talk shit about her? Because that's
I
why
mean,
my
I
mom
do.
comes.
I do.
Nice.
She expects it. She gives me good material.
Yes.
No, influences. Gosh, I don't know. Like, I really like Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
I really like someone that could do stand up and also acting. I love Ellen, and I think if I had to say one person who does affect me, I would say Ellen, because she's able to be funny
man.
without being mean.
Yes.
So you don't have to make someone else your punchline. You can make it yourself. You can make it a situation. You can make it wordplay. You can make it a thing that happened. And my cat found a cat toy.
Oh, so cute, by the way.
She's
What's her
sweet.
middle name?
Quinn.
Oh, I love that you just had that in the bank. Yes, that's awesome.
She's got a double name
Oh
too,
my God.
like
So
you.
Is her name Harley?
No, that would
Oh.
be cute. That would be really cute. Her name's Alyssa Quinn Ansley.
Oh my gosh. Alyssa Quinn Ansley. It's wonderful to meet you. Meow.
I've had her for a year and a half. I got her
Oh.
from this, like, she's a Maine Coon mix, and there's
Oh,
this
nice.
rescue saving southern, no, that's not it, snow something.
know
I don't
something.
know.
Oh, also I meant to mention this earlier. I do like a reference section and corrections at the end. So, what we talked about, I'll kind of go back and
So we're
double check.
gonna
find that one
change
for
everything.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Edits. Also, I don't know how to edit. So
yeah,
these long sentences.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
No,
I wouldn't know either.
And I don't need it.
You've got a cool setup. It doesn't matter.
Right. Watch this. Like, look, if I push this button, we go to a commercial.
Hey there! Typically my advertisements are completely silly and ridiculous and made up, but today I actually wanted to highlight a business that does exist in reality, and that is the Clean and Sober Soap Company. Lauren brought up that a fellow comedian of hers, Hunter Roberts, is celebrating sobriety and by creating his own soap company. He creates 2 new limited edition soaps every month, and he releases them on the 1st of the month, so September is coming up in just a few days. And September features tailgating and pumpkin spice latte, so I'm going to grab mine. You can find him on Etsy, and also you can follow his Instagram page at Clean and Sober Soap. I've started to do this, and I love seeing the different colors and the combinations that he comes up with. Congratulations on your sobriety, Hunter, and I'll be celebrating my 1 year on September 7th.
And we're back with Lauren, Sherard. Nope. Sherard. Edit.
Show notes.
Deleted.
Lauren Sherard Ansley.
Sherard.
But I used to not be able to say my R's when I was a kid, so my name was Lauren Sherard Ansley.
Oh my gosh. I just pictured like an assembly line of your cousins doing dances and then you coming out and be like, hi everybody, I'm Lauren Sherard. Yeah. I hope you guys got 5 minutes.
It was great. The worst part about it is all of those shows are on now DVD because
oh my god, they went the extra step.
My uncle taped them all, and there's some performances. One in particular where the camera is shaking so hard because he's laughing.
Oh my god, I want to see these like more than anything. Oh, I love like those home videos.
Yeah. Oh, terrible. They're terrible.
Do you have any siblings? I'm always curious about that too.
I have an older sister. She's 2.5 years older.
Oh, nice. Is that good? You guys get along okay?
Yeah. Not so much when we were growing up. It was
same with my
volatile,
sister. We beat each other every chance.
Yeah.
Now we get along great.
Now, as an adult, we're very different. She, I work in marketing and she works in engineering. She's very smart and married and has a kid, and I'm single, fellas. And never been married, so very different. Yeah, very different people, but we do. We get along. She's in Columbia, so we get to see each other pretty often, and she's been real supportive of doing stand-up and stuff. I did a fundraiser comedy show, helped her put that together for her daughter's Odyssey of the Mind trip, so my niece.
That's really cool. Oh my gosh. Isn't it nice to feel like so practical with this kind of art? It's kind of hard to get that feeling. I say that's the one downfall of being a comedian is depending on what you're doing, it's hard to feel like you're tangibly making a difference in the world, but laughter is so important.
You are.
It relieves stress. It connects you to other people.
My biggest thing is putting a dollar value on it because I hate.
Maybe that's what I'm more leaning towards.
See, the practical part is difficult,
but good feeling.
The passion, absolutely. Like I had no passion or direction in life at all, and now I finally feel like I know what that purpose is, and it's just to have people escape the droll crap of their days. Like a really, really good friend of mine, she says that life is 80% drudgery, going to work, brushing your teeth, picking the kids up from school, going home, feeding the cat, feeding the dog, whatever you got to do, paying the bills. 10% is absolute crap, and that is just the death of a loved one or the loss of a job or divorce,
fire.
Yes, losing things, car accidents, all that kind of stuff. And 10% is absolute joy. So the celebration of the wedding or the new child or the adopting a new cat or having an amazing set on stage.
Yeah.
And so the 90% drudgery and crap is what you have to go through, but you have to focus on that 10% of amazingness.
Right.
So that's
like
really
amplify it with your own mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember those
So
times.
that 10%. That could be somebody going to your comedy show.
Man,
or going to see your movie or going to hear your music or whatever, for you to bring those moments of joy into their life, because life is already hard enough.
That's right.
So by you doing that, I got chills now just thinking about it. It's just having someone escape from that 90% help them get closer to the 10.
Absolutely. And did you watch Hannah Gadsby's?
Oh my God.
That was the most
Nanette.
powerful thing, Nanette. Yeah. That just like made me think. I
Yes.
laughed, I cried. It was such
I did too.
a fascinating
I've watched it
delve
twice.
into stand-up comedy.
I gotta watch it again.
Same here. I watched it twice too. I'm like, okay, that was good. Let me watch that many more times.
And there's so much truth to
Yes.
it.
And the
she
more
got
you
some
see
flack
it-
because they're like, oh, that's not stand-up. It's like,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
meta stand-up. She was
Yes.
still funny,
She was
but
hilarious.
incredibly insightful.
Right.
Too.
It was like a stand-up comedy meets a TED Talk that also breaks your heart in a couple different ways. Good ways that they need to be broken.
Because I tend to lean towards a lot of self-deprecation,
Right.
but I feel
right.
like
It's so easy to do. I mean,
it's
when you've been doing
easy.
that in your own head for so long, it
yeah,
just comes
but
out.
it really makes you think, well, maybe I shouldn't do it as much.
Sometimes I've heard myself in live, I'll be in the car sometimes or somewhere, and I'll be talking to myself, and I won't even have realizations until I hear it with my ears when it's come out of my mouth. Because it's like we think on so many different levels, and some of them are more conscious than others. And actually, for just an example, one time I was really upset, and I was just weeping in the car. Not to be too dramatic, but it was just one of those 10% days. It was a bad day. And so I started singing this song to try to cheer myself up, which I've found a lot of like mechanisms over the years. And one of them is singing really loud songs. And actually, not to divert even more, but another example of one of these days, I was leaving the hospital. My dad was in the hospital. I was leaving the hospital, and a song came on the radio that I knew, and I was crying. And so I just turned it up as loud as I could, and I was like, this is going to put me in a great mood. I was on my way to work. I had stayed the night in the hospital. And so I start singing this song at the top of my lungs, and I look over at the car next to me at a stoplight, and they're just terrified. Like it was the face of terror, and I realized what I must have looked like leaning out of the car, just weeping tears, just swollen face, going, "Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. You were always right there when I need her. Oh, I think..." It was bad, and I was screaming this song, just crying, and it was the most upbeat song. But I say that to say this: you don't realize till you say things out loud. And another occasion, I was singing a song that I was just kind of singing my thoughts out loud to try to hear them back. I don't know, this is probably all sounding crazy, but I said, crying like a bitch on my cheeks and tits. And I was just like, Emma, we don't need to talk to ourselves that way. And I also laughed, and I was like, that is the turning point of that mood. And it's like, you're right. This could be somebody's 10%. This could be the turning point of their day, of their week, of their mood. Could give them something to talk about with somebody else and make another connection. Maybe they repeat a joke, and you feel that little breeze and honor in your heart wherever you are, that someone enjoyed it enough to
and
remember. And
I mean, comedy, obviously, it's kind of like you're inflating your own ego because you're going up
kinda
there
have to.
and you want them to laugh, so you want them to like you,
Right.
because you have a fragile ego already.
Absolutely.
But then after a show and they come up to you and they're like, oh, I so related to this, or I love that joke, or whatever. I mean, because I
That's my
host a lot of
10%.
shows. Yeah, exactly.
That's the
I
best
host a lot
feeling
of
I can
shows.
imagine.
So I do the material up top, so they're sitting through a 90-minute show, and they can come back and tell me this what I was already talking to them about. When they hear all these other people, it's like, that's really great. But I do want to touch on this.
Yes.
Because you mentioned you try to turn your mood around.
Right.
Have you seen that movie Inside Out?
No. Yes. Oh my gosh. The
Pixar
Disney,
movie?
The Pixar. Oh my gosh. So
love
good.
that movie. And
so
one of my-
relatable. Oh.
I have chills again thinking about this.
Yes.
When Joy is trying so hard to turn the girl's mood around, and Sadness was like, sometimes we can just be sad.
Right.
You can just sit with
my
them and be
gosh.
sad. So you can have happy and sad memories. So that's kind of what I think about with Hannah, Hannah Gadsby with Nanette, is it was inspirational, but it was also, she hit some really sensitive pain points, but it can be happy and sad at the same time. So you don't have to fake, well, when you do stand up in improv, sometimes you have to, but you can also take and appreciate the sadness mixed with the joy. So somebody can be in the audience laughing, but also realizing that's coming from a source of pain. And it can be both.
And also learning. It was like so educational on a topic that we don't get any kind of formal education on. And a lot of adults, I mean, I'm not going to say a lot of adults, I'm bad with statistics. I'll look it up later because it's so general.
Show notes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. But I want to say, not all of us, I'm going to say, keep searching out avenues to learn. They think, you're done with school, and so you're done like learning new things. And that's like I I feel like that's when you die. Like, and unless you read a lot of self-help books, unless you seek out documentaries and seek out other ways to learn, I mean, you might not hear this stuff, but if you're watching a comedy show and that's like you are more about entertainment than information, you might have learned something on accident watching that.
Yeah.
About, emotions, about reactions, about manipulations of other people, which was fascinating too. Gosh, so good. And okay, so we just mentioned really when we brushed right past it, but you host comedy shows and you started your own showcase now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
It's very exciting,
so awesome.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you've had it's called Beerly Funny. Oh man, I love your Facebook posts so much.
Oh, thank you.
You have the best Facebook posts.
Thank you.
My
Yeah.
brother even mentioned it too. He was like, God, Lauren Ansley, Facebook, man. I was like, I know. It's so funny.
It's so weird to
like
have
every
people
day.
tell. I do have people tell me that in person. It's so
Yes.
weird to be like, I like your Facebook post. It's like you're
I
not
know.
supposed to say that to someone.
No, exactly.
It's weird.
You know what? I let me press on this a little longer.
Okay.
Until all of those other little bubbles come up, and then I'll love it, and I'll be surprised, and I'll be angry, and I'll just be happy and laughing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got shows coming up?
Yeah.
I know you had one on Monday. It sounds like you've been back to back. It's been so.
Yeah,
It's got to be so busy, and you work full time.
It's been
oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Yeah. Juggling all of this is really. It helps not to have a social life. So
I found the same to be true myself. Yes.
But yeah, Beerly Funny. So it's Beer-L-Y, Beerly Funny. And I love the name. A friend and I were brainstorming names, and he said it. And I said, I love it. I'm taking it. You're a genius.
That's so perfect.
It's
and I've seen
perfect.
it's been at some breweries, mostly. Is it always at breweries or just?
It's anywhere, ideally, where alcohol is served, because that goes well with comedy. But
it does.
We do have, I am actually working on, hopefully, a show in the next few months that will be kid-friendly.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
So it's going to be produced by Beerly Funny as a footnote.
Yeah, exactly.
Less emphasis on the alcohol.
Do not consume Beerly Funny.
No, but it's a cute name, and it's currently the way it's set up is if a venue has a slow night and they would like to have some type of event or activity, bring in Beerly Funny. We have monthly showcases at different venues, and every venue has kind of like a different feel or different kind of showcase. Or I have a professional comedians open mic at one of them where comedians who have been doing stand-up for 2+ years and are regularly booked on shows, a lot of times they go to open mics and they only get 5 minutes.
Right.
So it can be hard to work on new stuff and not get a longer set. Well, with this, it's called Is This the Joke You Decide? They can do a 10-minute set.
Oh,
so
my
they can work on a
gosh.
longer set, and but the audience knows it's new. So there might be some jokes in there that are tried and true, and some that they're working out. But the audience is aware that they're trying new stuff, so they'll give them feedback through laughter, reactions, and but because the comedians are more experienced, the audience is more willing to give them a shot.
That's awesome.
Versus like a open mic, which might be hard to keep some people's attention.
Right, because it's inconsistent a lot of times.
Yeah. So, no, I really love it. It's just kind of grown into something that I hope to pursue and do more shows. And I have 3 venues right now, and they really are partners. And I've done it's just brand new. It's 2 months now, but one venue told me that their sales actually increased 200% that night.
Oh my God!
So it's helping the small businesses too. Thank you. So they've been full houses. And
do you know how many you've done in 2 months?
I've done 5.
That's awesome.
So 3 venues. One just started at the end of July.
That's so great.
And I'm working with them for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
Nice.
So trial basis, and then they just gave me a shot, and they said, "Sure, come on in. Let's see how it goes," and then we'll go from there.
That's gotta feel so good, like being in the position to be able to help other comedians.
And a lot of stage time. So it's elevating comedy as an art form, because I've done comedy in the back room of bars and nobody's paying attention, and it's tough, and it can be very defeating feeling. But there are so many talented people in Charlotte and in the surrounding area to pull from, and I've been fortunate to meet a lot of them, and to give them quality spaces to perform comedy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
elevate it as an art form, because it is. It's super underappreciated and taken for granted, but it's so, it's so difficult.
Absolutely. It is really hard. I feel like the Charlotte Cornelius area has been making efforts.
Totally.
You can feel the ripples of it. It's awesome.
We're kind of in a comedy boom right now. Like, there are so many shows being produced by
isn't that
comedians.
Wonderful for our whole society?
Like, can I do a quick shout out?
Yes, please.
Charlotte Laughs Tonight. Charlotte Laughs Tonight is a Facebook page that promotes all of the local shows.
Nice.
And at the Comedy Zone and at different venues and different producers, so definitely check them out.
Heck
online.
yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Gosh, well, I thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're so welcome. This has been a pleasure.
It was so kind of you to let me ambush your apartment on your lunch break. It's so awesome.
Well, it's a townhouse.
I would do that every time. I was thinking about it just on the way here. I was like, "That's the apartment." And I actually told myself not to say, "Don't say apartment," because I was telling myself Charlotte apartment.
Oh no, that's totally
and
different.
Apartment. And I was like,
that's
that
a different
doesn't sound
neighborhood
good at all. Yeah, no, it's down south. Ew. We are. Oh, we're there. Well, this is a wonderful townhome you have.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask you another thing.
Okay.
And this is going to be very off topic.
Okay.
Can you say Pish Tosh podcast 3 times fast?
Pish Tosh podcast, Pish Tosh podcast, Pish Tosh podcast.
I should have known that you would say it perfectly.
I may have practiced it because I was like, how do you pronounce this?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that was for me. I didn't know if you were going to say it. I had to say it to myself. Also, okay, this is a new bit. And so far it's, I won't tell you how it's going until I ask. It's not great. No, I'm just, let me ask. I ruined
Spoiler.
it. Can you name a line from Fight Club? Any line?
A line from Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that class, is this a trap?
No, I'm
Okay.
just really curious.
Yeah, I need to watch the movie again. There's actually a comedian who makes homemade soaps, Hunter Thompson. Hunter
S. Thompson?
Oh, he's going to kill me if I get his name
Because
wrong.
I think that's somebody else.
But he has an Etsy shop and he does homemade soaps, artisan soaps.
Ooh.
And the company is called Clean and Sober because he used to be an alcoholic and he is cleaned up, and he has a Fight Club soap. So you should check that out on Etsy. Clean and Sober soap company. First name's Hunter. I'm stalling a little bit because I'm trying to remember.
Clean and Sober Soap Company.
Yeah, Clean and Sober Soap Company.
Look for Hunter on Etsy.
But I think the quote isn't it like the first rule of Fight Clubs, don't talk about Fight Club? Isn't that a quote?
Yeah.
From a movie? That's probably the most popular. It's the most generic
is.
quote anybody ever says, right?
It is.
Is that what everybody has said?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Pretty much.
I just know the guy's name is Tyler Durden.
I got an idea. Maybe from now on I should say, can you name another line from Fight Club?
Can you name not that line?
Can you
name any other rules from Fight
Yes.
Club?
The first rule about my Fight Club game is that you don't talk about not talking about Fight Club at Fight Club.
Somebody
Rule
posted,
number 1.
Somebody posted this hilarious meme on Facebook, and it was a screenshot of the movie page, Fight Club movie page, and at the bottom it said 63,000 people talking about this. And it's like, are you kidding me? You're not supposed to. The whole idea
Oh my
was that it was hilarious that they were talking about
that
it.
took way too long. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Nothing's funnier than trying to explain a meme.
Nothing. I do that all the time. I think I professionally do that to my father.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't pay me. In
See,
fact,
this
he
is
asked
funny
me not
because
to.
of here.
Exactly. So there's this cat, Dad. Just picture it. It kind of looks like this.
Yeah, how did cats get more popular than dogs on social media? Because
Marketing.
people love dogs more.
Cats with opposable thumbs, so they can market better on their little kid computers.
Cats do not have opposable thumbs.
They don't?
No.
Well, what are those things called?
Dew claws?
Yeah.
Dogs have those too. Show notes.
Well, then you have no reason, dogs, not to have better
She's going to edit
marketing.
this out. Emma is going to edit this part out. Emma Marie
Obviously.
Rose.
I've gotten all the sleep this week.
What's your name? Like, how do you prefer people call you? What do people call you?
It's just as long as they call me.
Emma Marie?
This came up in my first improv for actors class because they were like naming off names, and I was like Emma
No,
Rose.
Emma Rose, not even Emma Marie. Who's Emma Marie?
That's my
Emma
name.
Marie Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, but Emma Rose.
Right.
And
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm right here.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm
Present.
Yes, present here.
So, like, what do you call yourself when you introduce yourself?
I've been working on that too. I've been trying not to. I've been being more positive and less self-deprecating. So it's just like a beautiful flower. Rose.
You just call yourself Rose?
Yeah, sometimes. I've been going by Ma. That's what Corey calls me.
Because of the movie?
Because of Emma.
Okay. This got really fun. I just sucked all the energy out of the room.
The last 5 minutes are the sweetest. I'm still learning like blackouts and how to know when those are.
What, to end the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just pretty much, I trail off and stuff. I don't like goodbyes, and this is a great excuse to like just hang out with all my favorite people.
Okay.
All my wonderful comedian friends.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. I'm so excited for you. And Red March, which is your brand, right?
Yeah.
And everything you've got going on. I so admire you. I see these pictures and things that you post on Facebook and Instagram, and I haven't seen your songs. Have you been doing songs before?
Not lately.
Songs before. You need to get those back up. I know you're busy, but those
not
are
lately. I have some on
voice.
YouTube, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do one with just thigh slapping.
Okay.
Because I don't have no instruments great or speaking well.
Okay.
Yeah. It did not come out correctly.
It's like, did I mess that up? Or
no, that was definitely me. I'll probably explain this more in the reference section. But obviously, I'm just a zombie right now, and I apologize that I'm not giving you like 110% for this interview.
Oh, you're fine.
I did a very professional wave to her of apology, a wave of apology. Yeah. But yes. So I'm going to sleep so good, and I'm going to sleep so good because I'm going to have had the knowledge that we got to hang out today. Thank you.
I think this
so
is the
much.
blackout portion.
This is it,
Thanks, everybody.
That's all we got. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Emma Rose.
Reference section and corrections.
Alrighty, I just have one quick correction and then a couple elaborations here. The first time I saw Lauren Ansley do stand-up comedy was actually February 2nd, not February 13th of 2018, but it was at Studio 13. I think that's why I got mixed up on the date. The last time we performed together was last year, September 7th, and that was actually the last time that I had any alcohol. I had a couple glasses of wine, and I haven't had a sip since, and I'm feeling pretty good about that, and I'm getting ready to celebrate my 1 year really soon. Also, I tried to find some statistics on, I can't say that word, statistics on adults who continue their learning, because that got brought up in our interview, and it's hard to find some accurate numbers on that. You can figure out what certain researchers say about how many people go back to colleges or universities in their adult life, but really, I think the point that Lauren and I were trying to make is that don't ever stop learning, especially about the things that you feel passionate about, and keep moving forward and researching and being productive in your home life, in your, follow your dreams, basically. Can I sum it up that way? That's easy. I find personally that the best place that I learn and can get informational resources is at the public library, man, because it's free and you have access to all these free classes that you can take online, and you have databases upon databases where you can get awesome information. And I'm saying this and I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic right now because today is my last day at the public library that I've been working at here in Illinois. It's been an awesome few months. I've made some great friends. I've had some really interesting experiences there. But I'm excited to devote more time to my performance and to my acting and comedy career. Also, I have a blog post coming up, and that is September 1st. At the first of every month, I publish a blog entry, and that can be found on my website, www.emmaredmarchrose.com. Next week's episode features Corey Harris, and I want everyone to wish him well, because my partner and I are embarking on our first major road trip tomorrow morning, bright and early, and we are eastbound and down, loaded up in truck, and I don't know that song very well. And he is going to meet my brothers and my father for the first time, so it's going to be really interesting. And speaking of which, I wanted to share a little bit more from my trip in North Carolina in July, and also coming up is a rendition of Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and it's performed pretty candidly by myself, Emma Rose, along with Brittany Rose and Nathan Rose and Tyson Havda. I hope you guys enjoy.
Uh-oh.
Off the gate. Have you got off the gate?
Oh, no. What is that? Oh, that's Every Rose. I know that one. While we like rose together, felt miles apart inside. Was it something I said, something I did? My words might come out right. Though I tried not to hurt you. Though I tried, but I guess that's why they say every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings his sad song. Every road has its thorn. Partying right now.
Take it tight.
Sorry.
That's hilarious.
Somebody's Squid
Oh
Goose.
my god.
Yeah,
Somebody's on
hanky panky.
And for the next clip, you will hear my new Fight Club bit, Crashing and Burning Once Again.
What?
Oh man.
From Florida?
Well, I got everybody here real quick. Can I ask you guys something?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Here we
How
go.
do you like him now?
Radio
Ew!
silence.
Ty referred to his balls. Just in case anyone was wondering. Alright. Name a line from Fight Club other than the first rule of Fight Club is that you don't talk about Fight Club.
I gotta take a shit.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Please don't punch me.
That
Ouch. That's awesome. Oh my god.
Who is Tyler Durden?
Who is Tyler Durden?
Honestly,
I think that was
I've
the
only
line.
seen the movie once.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good
There's
one.
something about insurance that I used to quote all the time. I forget.
Nice. I'm using that.
I don't know.
I'm taking that. It's mine now. Here are some short audio clips of the beginning, middle, and end of my travels down from Chicago to North Carolina.
It is 4:19 p.m. on Sunday, July 21st, and I am starting my journey back to North Carolina from Chicago. Here we go. Alrighty, greetings from the road. I am over halfway through my road trip to North Carolina. I just took a little chill time at a rest stop in Ohio, if I'm not in West Virginia. Judy and I just did a little running around. It's about 1:45 in the morning, and I worked on Mr. Jack Matthews' podcast a little bit. And it's been a great trip so far, listening to a fabulous audiobook by Jodi Picoult, one of my favorite authors. And traffic has been minimal. I am wide awake as I have ingested so much coffee. I should having a heart explosion and my speech is confusing. But driving's good. More updates soon. I'm about 5 hours from my destination. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Till next time. Alrighty. I am about 35 minutes away from my destination in Kernersville, North Carolina. It is about 8:15 in the morning, and I
Some of the best nights in my life have been spent with my family, playing music, and just being all around ridiculous. And so for this week's episode, I'm going to end it with one final audio clip. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you more next week.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. Realized quickly when I knew I should that the world is made up of this brotherhood of man. Or whatever that means. So I get it all out. What's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar. And I cry sometimes when I step outside. Get it all out. What's in my head, and I scream at the top of my lungs. What's going on? Come in. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. What's going on?